My name is Janelle. Like Michaela said, I am a yoga teacher, a holistic health coach. That's primarily what I do in my business of Well With Janelle. I teach traditionally some vinyasa yoga. If you've never done yoga before, that's totally fine. And today's portion will be very, hopefully, accessible stretching that you can do seated. So you can kind of do it throughout your day when you're just looking for a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rejuvenation. And then for the snack bite portion, feel free to join if you have some of the ingredients on hand. Otherwise, the recipe went out in the email and we can redistribute it too. And then in terms of the meditation portion of it, I want to spend a couple minutes just talking through this before we get started. So for me, meditation is a form of being mindful, of being still, and focusing on one thing. So I know I used to consider meditation as this thought that our minds would just stop and would go blank, and I used to think of it as like this big like black sky, if you will, and like just assumed that if I were meditating, my thoughts would stop. What I have quickly learned is that is not at all the truth. Maybe if you're an experienced monk, you have better control in that way. But the practice of meditation is the actual practice of recognizing your thoughts, seeing them, and choosing to go back to whatever it is that you're focusing on. So the way that I tend to practice this form of mindfulness meditation is through breath technique. So bringing our awareness to our breath, maybe bringing awareness to our physical body, what feels a little tight, and then understanding during that designated period of time while you're meditating, other thoughts are going to pop up, like it could everything and anything. I mean, in 60 seconds, we could have 100 thoughts. So the practice, I like to think of it as a muscle, like anything else in our body. If you're doing like a bicep curl, for example, the more you practice it, the more that bicep will strengthen over time. Same exact thing with mindfulness meditation. The more you practice it, the more that muscle will strengthen of recognizing your thoughts and choosing to go back to whatever it is that you were focusing on. So in a lot of my teaching, it's breath work, like I said. There's other forms that could be affirmation, for example, visualization. In the one that we'll do momentarily, I'll include a few components of it, so you have a general, understanding of variations of mindfulness meditation. So that's the meditation component. I like to in order to start a practice, I like to commit to 1 minute, something attainable, something that I can actually find a comfortable seat for, carve out that time in my day, maybe once in the morning and once in the afternoon, to start to build that practice. And then as you start to enjoy it more, perhaps you can lengthen that time. For the yoga and stretching portion of this, as I said before, I'll try to do something, I will be doing something, I should say, that you can hopefully do any time throughout your day when you're seated down. You can stand for this portion too. And then we'll have the snack portion and discussion on stress and mindfulness techniques. Feel free, and I'll remind you as we get to that part of it, to ask questions as we go. And you can ask questions through the yoga and stretching portion too. I think it's helpful when you're actually doing something to have that awareness in your body, and ask right then and there. So without further ado, I keep trying to enlarge myself. Okay, let's get started. So please find a comfortable position if you are not there already. And I invite you to gently close your eyes. Maybe you rest your palms in your lap, and without any judgment, without any force, without any change, just simply feel yourself in your seat. Recognize where your feet are positioned. Can you feel the bottoms of your feet planted into the earth? Recognize the position of your legs. Are they crossed? Are they parallel? Feel your sits bones rooted into your seat. Relax through your hips and your pelvis. Soften your belly. We tend to hold our breath unconsciously, so just soften into this space. Feel where your shoulders are positioned, your neck. Is there any tension there? Try to just maybe take a couple gentle shoulder shrugs, bringing your shoulders up to your ears and behind you to relax through there. And relax your face, your eyes, your cheeks, your lips. And now as you soften into your seat, into this space, draw your awareness to your breath. How does it feel? Are you breathing in or out through your nose or through your mouth? Is the breath coming from your chest or your belly? Does it feel quick or deep? Just practicing here, being mindful, being aware of what is right now, without trying to change it, without any judgment, just simply being. And now I'm going to guide you through some breath technique, just simple, deep belly breathing. Now I say it's simple because it's a simple, if you will, inhale and exhale, but that does not mean it feels simple in your body, and that is very okay. Everybody's going to have a different sensation, a different experience, a different level of ease or discomfort. That is okay and very normal. So in a moment, I will guide you through this, and we will be breathing in and out through our nose. If you're a little congested, maybe, grab a Kleenex or something, or feel free if you're very congested or if you have a heart condition to just be mindful and perhaps, breathe a little quicker, or as maybe not as deep as I may cue. The practice here is listening, observing your unique experience in your own body right now, and following that. So the breath will come in and out through the nostril, but stemming from the belly. So we're trying to activate the diaphragm here. You can keep your hands right where they are, or I invite you to rest one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And through this deep belly breathing, we want to focus again on the breath from the belly, from the diaphragm, not so much through the chest. Though the chest might follow, we want it to stem from the belly. So as you inhale, slowly expand your belly. It's kind of like filling up like a balloon. And then as you exhale, soften through your nose, through your belly. You're starting to gently just pull your belly button toward your spine. Nothing forceful here, just very gently. So inhale, belly fills up like a balloon and expands. And exhale, your belly contracts and you gently pull your belly button towards your spine. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep going at your own pace as you inhale. You might draw in a little bit more breath. And as you exhale, you might expel out a little bit more breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, feel your belly rise. Exhale, feel it contract. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly contracts. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, a little bit more air. Exhale, release and let go a little bit more. On your next inhale, take in as full breath as you can. And exhale, release, let go of all of the breath that you can, emptying out completely. And then come back to your normal breath. You can bring your hands back to your lap if you had them rested on your belly and chest. And observe where the breath now is flowing in your body. What shifts have occurred? If your thoughts are wandering, tune back into your inhale and exhale. And now I want you to visualize a bright white light. It's stemming from your belly, which is a center of your being. And with every inhale, this bright white light grows a little bit stronger, a little bit brighter. And with every exhale, it starts to flow through your body. With every inhale, your center, your bright white light grows stronger. And with every exhale, it flows through your arms, your chest, your head, down through your hips, your legs, and your feet. Visualize this bright white light illuminating your entire body. With every intentional inhale and exhale, it grows stronger and illuminates your being. This white, bright light can represent something for you. For me, it often represents a form of protection, of safety, of calming, so that throughout my day, when inevitable bouts of stress might come into me, I try to picture this illuminating light enveloping my body and trying to come back to this place of peace. So whatever it represents for you, just allow it to completely nourish you, completely relax you, and bring you to a place of ease, of comfort, of love, of safety. Now tuning back into your breath, noticing your natural inhale and exhales. Where is it now? Without trying to change anything, just simply observing, simply being. And take a full breath in and a cleansing breath out. Inhale and open your mouth. Exhale, sigh whatever it is out. And when you're ready, slowly begin to open your eyes if you've closed them. And come back to your seat here. How are you feeling? You can give a little wave, a thumbs up. You can, if you're not feeling okay, let me know too, because I'll help you there. Sleepy, I know. I know. This is really, really great to do before bedtime. Okay, so that was a pretty lengthy one. There are many apps out there that have guided meditations for free. I'm happy to share some if you'd like any. But if you find yourself before bedtime or any time throughout your day, if you have something uncomfortable or stressful coming up, and you need to regroup and reground, some form of meditation is a great way to bring your body back into balance and clear out your mind. Okay, so now that we've relaxed our body and minds, let's do a little bit of stretching. So feel free, if you'd like, to turn your video off. Just be sure you can still see me. I'm gonna stay seated for this. You're welcome to stand. If you're standing, maybe have a wall near you. We're not gonna do any balancing, but it's always helpful to just have something to secure you. I'm gonna back up a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, so to start, have your feet planted in the ground with your legs parallel, so nothing's crossed, and just start by bringing your shoulders toward your ears and around. So bringing some movement into your shoulders. I know for me, I have a lot of tightness through here. So this is a nice way to open up the front of the body, especially we're doing a lot of, whatever it is, technology in this world, on our phones, on our computers, whatever it is, looking down, reading, what have you. I have an infant at home, so I'm doing a lot of holding her. We want to spend time throughout the day, maybe 5 to 7, 10 of these, trying to move backwards to open up the front of the body. And then you might reverse it and come the other way. And you might notice that one side of your shoulder feels a little different than the other. That is very okay. Usually one side of our body is a little, it just feels different. Okay, pausing here. Take your arms out in front of you. You're gonna cross your left arm over your front body, your chest, and bring your right forearm to your left forearm. And you're just gonna gently draw your left arm toward your chest. So you should feel something all through here. Again, this is just a nice one. I like to do a lot of shoulder and chest opening throughout the day because, like I said, because we tend to be so hunched over. So taking about 2 more breaths on this side. And then releasing here, maybe shake out your arms. We're gonna cross to the other side. So now right arm crosses over, left arm comes up. And you want to try to draw your shoulder blades back. In this case, the right arm that we're stretching, that shoulder may want to come around. See how my body's kind of twisting that way? You want to try to keep it back. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Good. And then release that, shake that out. Okay, for this next one, I'm gonna move to the side so you can see me a little bit. We're gonna interlace our hands to our lower back. If this feels very tight for you, that's okay. You can grab your forearms. You can even grab your shirt. You want to cross some form of your arm or your shirt, like I'm saying. If it's accessible, interlace your hands and you're gonna press them down away from you. So your shoulders, you wanna draw them up and back to press them away. Again, if it's hard to grab your hands, that is okay. You can have your elbows, you can grab your shirt. The objective here is to keep drawing your shoulders back to open up through your chest. And I just caught myself because I'm trying to adjust my camera here. Try to look straight. So we want to elongate through our neck instead of looking down. No looking up, just looking straight. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Keep drawing your arms back and down and your chest forward. Good. And then slowly release that, shake it out. I know I already feel a little bit more like open and loose here. I don't know if you do. Okay, now we're gonna move to some lower back and hips. So again, I am, oh, maybe I should keep my camera how it is. I am seated, but you can do this standing. So having your left leg on the floor, you're gonna cross your right shin or your ankle toward your left thigh. Now being mindful of your knee, your leg might rest on your knee. So long as you're not putting a lot of weight there, because we don't want to put a lot of pressure on our joint, on our knee. You want to try to put it on some point of your upper thigh. The objective here now is to feel an opening, a stretch in the right hip and glute. As best as you can, try to have a gentle flex on your right foot to protect your right knee. So we all are going to look very different in how this looks in our bodies, much like anything else. So as long as you are not on your knee, putting a lot of pressure on your knee, and that you feel some sort of stretch on the right side of your thigh and hip region, you're doing it right. And last part of this, long spine, straight spine. Try not to lean forward or try not to lean back. Just feeling your sits bones rooted down here. Hope you can see my legs okay. Take 2 more breaths on this side, and then we'll switch to the other. Okay, release that side. You can give your legs a little shake out, and then we'll come right over to the other side. So now your right leg is on the floor. You're bringing up your left ankle or shin, what have you, as best as you can to your right thigh. Avoiding your knee. And if this is hard on your hip, it's okay if you cross, I should have said this the other side, but it's okay if you cross your ankle toward your shin. Again, we're just avoiding pressure on the knee, and we want to feel some sort of stretch on this side now. We're on the left glute or hip area, thigh. Long straight spine and just breathing through here. Full breaths in and full breaths out. 2 more breaths on this side. And then unwind your legs there. Give them a little shake. Okay, last stretch for this part. Staying seated, again, you could be standing. We're gonna stretch for our lower back. So your legs are still at planted down parallel. You really wanna feel your feet rooted down into the floor. Long, straight spine, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Bring your hands by your side, maybe rest them on your thighs, and you're gonna ever so gently, keeping your spine long and straight, start to look straight. You're just gonna start to hinge at your hips. Very simple. Right when you start to feel any sort of sensation, I want you to stop there and breathe. So some of us might be right here, some might be right here, some might be very far forward. It's okay, doesn't matter, because we all have different bodies. Just simply feeling this stretch through not just your lower back, you might feel this through your entire spine. Keeping a long spine. And here, relax through your hip flexors. The front part of our hips. Take 3 more breaths here. And then slowly come back to center and to erect. And just take a moment here. Shake out your body if you need to. Notice what feels differently. If anything feels a little bit more opened or like blood flowing there, that it feels a little stretched. That's great. This is essentially a form of chair yoga. So if you ever see classes like that too, every teacher has a different style, but that's kind of a basic one, or foundation, I should say, one that many teachers will do. So now we're gonna get into the snack portion. You can feel free to, I want this to be like an open dialogue. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking at everyone. So I feel free to converse, unmute yourself, try to be mindful of other people, of somebody speaking. And we're gonna talk stress and mindfulness as it pertains to the holidays, but I think we could all use it in this unprecedented year for sure. So I have my ingredients next to me, so I'm gonna be grabbing them. We are making oatmeal raisined almond butter bites. I specifically chose this recipe. It's not mine. It's from a blogger I follow who's based out of Boston. I specifically chose this type of snack because, one, it's incredibly versatile. So if you don't have all of these ingredients on hand, for example, if you don't have almond butter, but you have peanut butter, you can use that. If you don't like raisins, omit them. You can double the chocolate chips, or you can substitute the raisins altogether for like a walnut or an almond or a peanut or something. And then same with maple syrup. If you happen to not have maple syrup, you could use some sugar. I would try to encourage you to use a natural sugar like maple syrup or agave or honey. And what else we have? Most people, I think, have oats on hand, or a form of oatmeal, which is the base of this. So I'm gonna make it while we're talking through some things. So I'm gonna get out my things and make sure I have everything opened here. Okay. For ease of cleanability, I'm just using a 1/4 cup because that was the common denominator for all of the ingredients here. We're doing 1 cup of oats. It calls for oatmeal. I did rolled oats. As you start to create this, if it feels dry, you can add more syrup or almond/peanut butter, or a little bit of water, a little bit at a time as we go. So there's 1 cup oats. I'm gonna do the dry stuff first. 1/4 cup of chia seeds. If chia seeds and flax seeds are great to have on hand in your pantry. They are very healthy forms of fiber, and chia seed is also packed with protein. As a rule of thumb, I suppose, many American adults are low in fiber intake. So having something like this snack on hand, it's full of fiber. Having a couple of these or some form of this every day is really great for digestion. Just want to make sure you're drinking an adequate amount of water. Otherwise, that's when we can get a little bound up, but it should help us regulate our digestion. So I'm going to talk through some food strategies, if you will, for stress management as it pertains to the holidays. So I think across the board, when we are stressed, it is in fact true that we tend to crave more sugar. It's our body's way of saying, I'm running out of energy, I need more glucose. Because if we think about how our bodies are designed, our stress response was created eons ago, traditionally to like run from tigers, to run from fear. Over the years, that's acute stress. Over the years, we've developed into more, through our lifestyle, into developing chronic stress, which is small amounts of stress that have amounted over time to create higher forms of stress. So that could be anywhere. I mean, we have tons of examples of what stresses us out, but it could be as simple as getting irritated in the car with traffic, to as vast as a relationship that isn't going the way that we would like it to go. So when we think about food and how it has a direct impact on our stress. So when we are stressed, we tend to crave more sugar. So how to combat that, especially during the holidays when there's a lot of desserts and baked goods and sugary, delicious treats around us. I am not going to advise that you stay away from those. I'm going to try to encourage you to first eat as much vegetables, fruit, protein, and fats as you can before the sugar stuff. One key aspect of food as it pertains to stress management is blood sugar balanced. A way to do that is having a well-balanced breakfast. that has protein, fat, fiber. If you can get some vegetables in there, that's excellent. So what type of breakfast could that look like? It could be anything from oatmeal that has a fat in it to help curb your blood sugar. So it helps slow down the absorption of that blood sugar. The fat could be almond or peanut butter. It could be pasture-raised butter. Sometimes you can even add eggs in it. You could have an eggs for breakfast with, pairing it with a piece of toast or avocado. Just making sure that you start your day with a well-nourished breakfast. I think that is the big win to setting up the rest of your day for managing your blood sugar and managing your stress response as it relates to food. When it comes to the sitting down for a holiday meal, trying to fill your plate with as much vegetables as you can, as you feel called to in that time, paired with a healthy or good quality protein, animal meat or whatever it is, and fat. And then, when it comes to the dessert time, we still can enjoy that moment, because part of managing stress, I think a key aspect of it is having fun and releasing a lot of the pressure that we have in different aspects of our life. So enjoying a meal, with anybody, whether it's, of course, we're not doing a lot of FaceTime and face-to-face in-person interactions, sadly, this year. But as best as you can, getting on a Zoom or a video conference with loved ones to still enjoy that meal and make it as nourishing as you can for your heart as you do for your body with the food that's in front of you. I wish I had more tips as it pertains to the holidays this year and missing, our loved ones that we can't be with in person. I would say, I think what's been helping me is understanding that it does look like this darkness is coming to an end soon, as it pertains to, the vaccines. I think focusing on the good aspects of my life per se, really implementing a gratitude practice. Listing 3 things every day has actually, developing this gratitude practice has been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. So you can just say it mentally to yourself. I make my husband do it in bed with me before we're going to bed. What are you grateful for today? Just taking a moment to put into perspective the blessings that we have in our life right now, while still respecting and understanding that it may not be exactly what we want right now. So I would say gratitude practice is a major way to help manage stress overall, but especially in the holidays as we come close to, a very different holiday experience than what we're used to. Another aspect, and I see Fran knitting right now, which I love. Another aspect of stress management, and mindfulness practices to do anytime, but particularly I think through the holidays, is crafts and hobbies. So stimulating a creative outlet, whatever that means for you. It could be knitting, it could be baking or cooking. It could be, getting on a video chat with your family or friends and doing like a puzzle together or a game together, something that stimulates that creative aspect of you. Because creativity also, in hobbies in particular, have also been shown to reduce anxiety and stress and depression. I just realized there's a comments chats here, so.
Yes, there are a couple of questions that came in.
Okay,
Up to you.
great. I just realized that. I'm so sorry. So let me look. Okay.
I have them written down if you want me to tell you.
Okay.
Pamela asked about being fully hinged and if it was okay to be fully hinged. She felt
Oh yes, completely. Whatever feels good and works in your body. I did only go about 45 degrees. If you want to go all the way and it feels good in your body and you feel safe, go for it.
And then Caroline asked about when she's stressed, she forgets to eat, and if you had any recommendations.
Oh, okay. So, yes, that is the other side of when we are stressed, we can lose our appetite. That is the body's way. So when I was talking before about how our bodies are designed with our nervous system stress response to run from danger, for example, or protect our cubs or whatever it is, it's fight, flight, or freeze. And so when we are in a heightened stress state and we lose our appetite, our body thinks that we are frozen and it's holding on to our glucose levels and it's holding on to our fat storage because it doesn't know when our next meal is. If you think about it in how we developed as a human race. Obviously now in modern times, that's not hope for them, you know, some of us who are blessed to have food on our tables, that's not the case. We typically have access to food, hopefully, close by. So tips to get your appetite and try to remember to eat. Again, we're going back to blood sugar balance. So ideally we want to have something every 3-ish hours. If you're doing, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe a snack or two, you wrote set an alarm. The other part would be bring your body into parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. That is the feeling that our body was in moments ago when we were doing when I guided you through a meditation. So that is activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Like I said, that is rest and digest, where our body is able to come back into a place of homeostasis. And we are better able to feel our hunger again. I also would start by eating something that you enjoy. So I think oftentimes too, we tend to just grab for that quick fix of the sugar spike because again, our body is actually asking for the sugar. Try to get something that not only tastes good for you, but that is full of fiber or fat to reduce that blood sugar spike. Because what's going to happen is our blood sugar is low. We're going to eat something, it's going to spike that practice, and then it's going to come back down like 30 minutes later. You want to try to have something paired to help elongate that curve so that you don't roller coaster and have something that you enjoy. So I would say in a nutshell, get into a parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. It can be 1 minute of deep belly breathing, 1 minute of some sort of meditation. You can drop into the moment and identify 3 things you're grateful for. You can set an alarm like you're doing and have accessible food on hand that you like, that you can increase your calorie and glucose levels without spiking and dropping your blood sugar within a short time frame. Did that help? I hope that helped you. And if it didn't help you, Michaela has my contact. I'm happy to like talk to anybody privately too later on because I know I'm throwing a ton of information in a very short period of time. So yes, thanks, Michaela. Okay. What other types of questions do we have? It's really hard to talk and think and make something at the same time. I don't know how people do this on TV.
We can also resend the recipe afterwards. And yes. I just heard from a coworker that made them and said they're delicious. So
oh, great.
So
Very
we'll share that in the follow-up email with the recording of this session so that people can watch it. Maybe they want to do the meditation, later on because it was.
Yes, totally. Oh, great. Thank you, Carolyn. So let's do questions for another 3 minutes, and then I'll wrap us up with a closing meditation and breathing.
Perfect. Yeah.
We can get back in parasympathetic and calming state.
Sounds good. Yeah. If anyone has a question, you can either type it in the chat box or feel free to unmute yourself and ask Janelle.
I have one other thought. Oh, any resources for home workouts? Yes. Oh, and did I know this is what I wanted to do? Okay, let me start with resources for home workouts. I have a list I'll give Michaela of, there's tons of free types of workouts on YouTube. There are different apps too that you can download. Oh, there's different subscription ones. Most will give you a free trial for a week or two, and then you pay the monthly fee or whatever. I'm happy to say in a couple weeks, I'm launching an online yoga and meditation platform that will just be $11 a month, and you'll have all pre-recorded stuff in addition to live classes and meditations I'm going to hold. But I will do that as a follow-up. I'll send Michaela a list of local Rhode Island local places that I know they're doing online workouts in addition to international ones. Did I know that this is what I wanted to do when I attended URI? No. I went to URI for business school, graduated with marketing, and started working as an intern while at URI in a marketing role at Alex Nani, the Rhode Island-based jewelry company. I was there for 7 years, and while I was there, I went through a lot of personal challenges that led me to a yoga practice. That yoga really changed my life in terms of my mental and emotional health. The physical stuff came after. And so then I went down the path of getting my yoga certification. I started caring more about how food impacted my mood and my emotional well-being. So I got my health coaching certification. Then then it's just gone on and on and on from there. I left my corporate job 4 years ago. Oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore. To do this full time, and this is my purpose in life. So I love it. I still love marketing work, and I do a little bit of that too on the side. Motivation to stay active while working from home and being stuck inside for long periods of time. Yes, find what motivates you. And find workouts that you, or active, you use the term active, so I don't want to say workouts, activity or movement that you actually enjoy so that you want to do it. It can be a 30-minute walk. It can be the stretching series we did before. It can be a full HIIT class, whatever it is that you enjoy. It could be dance, whatever it is. Find what you enjoy, because that way it's just easier. You're going to want to do it. In addition, having an accountability friend or partner that you can check in with that can help keep you motivated. And then thirdly, I create them for myself and think about it as self-care dates. It's a date with myself. I would not ditch on, a client or a friend that I was meeting for a date, whatever it is. So I don't want to ditch me. Of course, things come up, but carving out that time blocking that time in a calendar as a date to yourself, just like any other important meeting, I find is really helpful for me. Oh, great. That's good. Zoom yoga studio classes. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so with that, let's do a 2-minute closing meditation. Feel free to rest your eyes closed again, and first find a comfortable position. Rest your eyes closed. And if it feels okay, if your palms are in your lap, I invite you to have your palms open towards the sky. This represents receiving. So with the intention of receiving this time for yourself, this energy, coming back to that deep belly breath like we did before. Inhale, feel your belly rise and expand. Exhale, feel it contract and soften. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly expands, or contracts rather. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly contracts. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as much breath as you can. Exhale, release and let go. Return to your natural breath without any force. Taking your last couple moments here in your mindful awareness to identify one thing that you are grateful for right now. Take a moment of gratitude and appreciation for yourself for signing up for this event, for carving out this time in your day to connect with new and old friends, to perhaps learn something new or remind you of a technique, to perhaps feel a different shift in your energy and your awareness. I know I am grateful for all of you for showing up with me today. And I'm grateful for Michaela and URI for hosting this and inviting me. Trying a full breath and exhale. And slowly open your eyes. Okay. Michaela, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Janelle. This was great. It was such a nice hour to just step away and, focus on ourselves and learn some really helpful tips for the holidays and, the year ahead. So I hope this was, beneficial for everyone, and we thank you all for joining and hope you all have a great day and a great holiday season. And yeah, thanks again, Janelle.
You're welcome.